My love is brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. She smiled me on the subway, she was with another man. But I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I got a plan. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, that's true.
The way and I will always love you. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Let's take this now before it's gone like yesterday. Oh, 'cause when I'm with you, there's nowhere else that I would ever wanna be. No, I'm breathing for the next second. I can feel you loving me.
Whoa, for the longest, if you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. That's when you found me, or when you wrapped your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time.
Ooh, so now, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Yeah. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Hey, hey, hey. Sweet lady, one more Lord.
Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep, and I was worried about the way that things might have been. Oh, big wheels keep on turning. Ooh, the proud Mary keep on burning. And we rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
And I went on home to my skyscrapers, neon lights, and I waited, babe. I waited for you. You know I call that home. I wish I could lay down beside you when the day is done, and I'd wake up to your face against the morning sun. But like everything I've ever known, I disappeared one day, and I spent my whole life hiding my heart away.
God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Let's say that you got a gift from a long, really long time ago. it's a place on earth, wouldn't you be glad? And they say you won't come back, not until your human body dies. But you can tell us all about it when you arrive. On me, all of the words that you gave to me, but now I've gotta find my own, my own, my own, my own.
Never seen you, I don't even know your name. But still I believe. Save me. Somehow I got a notion that the little affection on this country when you run. Save me from a state of unemotion. Just a little affection on this when you run.
Farewell, forsaken, with the darkness calling out salvation, losing the will to fight temptation. This moment must move on, but the pain goes on and on.
See, I would go through all this pain, yeah. Take a bullet straight through my brain. Yes, I would die for you, baby, but you won't do the same.
Energize me with a single smile. Open up your energize me, activate the light. Let's give it a second. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny you believe that it was real?
seek and I find in you every day for something new. Open mind for a different view, and nothing else matters. And I was like, baby, 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 like baby, baby, baby,
Hey everybody, it's Mary Z here with Voicehacks.net, and this is the Belter series. This is for anybody who wants to rock, pop, heavy metal, hard rock, R&B, blues, country, even some folk music. Any sort of non-classical singing that's not using the mixed voice. You want to rock, you want to sing with power. Hey! This is belting. Now belting, the name, it implies that it's loud. It's not always loud. Oftentimes it's quite loud, but it's a term that I use for the tone placement. Belting meaning a forward tone placement. We're going to be sending our sound forward over our x-axis. We go back to my tone placement video and remember that you can turn your imaginary laser beam of sound in a variety of directions, one of those directions being forward. And that's what I call a belting tone placement. I like to imagine my laser beam boring right through my hard palate and coming out somewhere here, like this. And then I also like to imagine sometimes a piece of dental floss pulling through my two front teeth. Those visuals really help the larynx stay relaxed. When you're trying out to belt, you might have to start with your eyes closed just to hang on to that visual. At first, a lot of people find it kind of wobbly to let the tension go of the throat. When we hear belters, we tend to want to tense our throat. But the idea is to have a healthy belt sound that you can replicate all the time that's not going to damage your voice. You need to relax the throat. You need to let go of any tension and gripping, and you need to let the air do the work. So it's really important that you watch my intro series video on breath support. If you haven't already, you need to refresh it, watch it again and again, because you're not going to get a good belt sound out without slamming the chords together if you don't have enough air. If you don't have enough air, you'll try to belt and you'll do something loud and your poor little vocal folds will start slamming together, which is not what they're meant to do. So make sure that you practice belting standing and that you understand breath technique and how deeply you need to breathe for this. So belting is a lot more like talking with pitch on it than any other type of singing. So we're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to go, nay. So I took a huge breath in as low as I could manage, filled my lungs. I'm standing nice and tall or sitting nice and tall. I recommend always practicing standing. I do a lot of my tutorials sitting because it's just more convenient for me to be at the piano this way. But for you guys, I really recommend standing so you can get the most out of your breath support. So stand tall, get that sternum up off the lungs, get those shoulders back, take a deep breath and say, nay, nay. You're going to yell it, but it's going to be a controlled projection where you imagine that laser beam of sound going over that x-axis line. We never imagine anything going below that line. We always imagine it going forward over that line. So take a deep breath and try it one more time. Nay! Nay. And the next way, so that's belting right there. That's your belting placement. You want to do that with a relaxed throat. Try that several times till you feel like you're relaxing the throat and you're allowing the air to do the work before you ever try to add singing. Take small steps and nail each step along the way. It will help you prevent vocal damage as you're learning. So really get control over that nay. When I do that, I'm not slamming my chords together, my throat is relaxed, and I'm letting the air do the work for me. And I've got a good picture of my tone placement in my head, so I know exactly where to send my sound. So then once you've done that, you can begin to try to add notes to the belting sound. Fellas, if you need to drop this an octave and go down to nay, I can barely do it, but you can certainly do that. And ladies, we're going to go nay. Sopranos, you may find this difficult, so try this up here if you're having more trouble. Nay. So for lower voice, try this. Nay. And medium voice. Nay. And for men, nay. And for higher voiced men, nay. Just basically pick two notes and slide them together while holding on to that forward tone placement. Nay. At first, you do need to do belting loud. You need to put a lot of air behind the tone placement because at first, you need a lot of energy to be able to hold that larynx in place. So make sure none of this should be hurting your voice, by the way. You should be relaxing the throat. If you're experiencing any pain at all, you need to stop and come back to it another time or whatever, or address the issue. But if you're feeling all right, take a deep breath, and at first it will wobble when you let that larynx. You might get kind of a crackly feeling or a wobbly feeling. Work through it. Once your voice gets used to relaxing and you develop the proper air control, that wobbly feeling will disappear and you'll get a smooth tone. You might want to try putting a little more volume or air into it to smooth the tone out at first. Let me demonstrate again. Nay. And once you feel like you're onto this tone placement, you could try to add words to it, try to add song to it, try to add small section of a song you're working on. The idea is to constantly try to control that tone placement and keep a relaxed throat. And you want to learn that in baby steps. You want to go slowly and you want to work on your breathing, always keeping that relaxed throat till the power is coming from the air. Hey everybody, it's Mary Z back once again for Voice Hacks. Today we're going to be watching and reacting to metal singers and screamers on idol shows. Today's episode is called Metal Idols Part 2, The Screaming. So I'm back once again, guys, with another reaction video. And you know that since I'm a voice teacher, I actually go through and explain what they're doing and give you guys a little helpful hints. If you watched the first Metal Idols reaction that I did, part 1, I actually explain a lot of how to audition for an idol show. But this one, I'm going to do more of reacting and explaining. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who's been subscribing. We're going to hit 65,000 subscribers pretty soon. I can't thank you guys all enough for sharing everything. And I've wanted to answer a couple questions. I don't usually talk about myself in these videos at all, and I got a few questions with some of my latest reaction videos, like, you're actually a voice teacher? Yes, I'm actually a voice teacher, a vocal instructor. I got my music degree at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where I studied voice, and I actually studied classical singing, so I learned about pedagogy and how to teach all this stuff. And also in college, I became a metal vocalist and have learned how to belt and how to scream, and I've studied these techniques for many years and have been teaching people for over a decade. I teach people on Skype from all over the world. Here we go, Metal Idols Part 2. First person we are going to check out. This is actually what prompted the Metal Idols Part 2 video, was this girl, Stephanie Stuber. Her audition for The Voice in Germany kind of went viral a little bit because of the fact that she did a Lamb of God song and she was screaming. So we're starting with The Voice Germany with the singer Stephanie Stuber. So that was really cool. One of the things that super surprised me about this video was that she was actually inhale screaming. So a lot of you guys have learned the different types of screams from my video tutorials, and I've explained how we make these sort of what we call like voiceless screams. Normally, the original vocalist for the song Randy Blythe from Lamb of God is a fry screamer. Inhale screaming and fry screaming are two types of closed chord distortion screams. Obviously, one is done exhaling and one is done inhaling. This is part of why she was actually struggling in the beginning, because it's, number one, much harder to inhale scream and get it to sound right and to sound really distorted. And number two, it's very dangerous. I actually don't advocate this at all. Stephanie, come to me and learn fry screaming because it sounds the same pretty much. Some of you guys have seen me fry scream in some of my videos, and you've even said it sounds like inhale screaming, because it pretty much does. Why shouldn't we inhale scream? Just because we can fry scream, so we don't need to, number one. And number two, your vocal folds are not designed to handle suction resistance. We do inhale, but our cords are not shut, so we're not, whenever we normally inhale, we're not like causing suction on our vocal folds. When we close them and we try to scream through them, then we're causing some kind of suction. Think of almost like a hickey, but on your vocal cords, except for your vocal cords are a mucous membrane, like the surface of your eye, and they're not like the surface of your skin. So it's going to break the surface most of the time, and you really risk having some serious vascular injuries and have vocal fold hemorrhaging or bruising or bleeding if you're an inhale screamer. Her clean singing was outstanding, and she obviously has a really healthy, clean singing voice, and it sounded amazing, actually. So that's actually part of what started to make some of the judges turn around, because even though the screaming's great, we have to remember that it's still screaming, and that screaming doesn't necessarily appeal to like a mass audience. It might get like some viral views. I think it's pretty cool. I really wish her luck. I hope she gets far on The Voice. I actually don't keep track of The Voice Germany, so I don't know if she's actually kept going or what's going on with that. And the next vocalist that I'm going to look at, I asked for suggestions in my Voicehacks Facebook group on who should be in Metal Idols Part 2, and I actually did not look at these in advance. I usually do, to see what people are doing and to kind of make sure I know what's going on. In this case, I'm actually going out on a limb, and I'm going to look at them and react to them for the very first time right here on camera. So the first one that I'm going to look at looks like it was from The Voice in France. It's a guy doing a song by Necrophagist called Stab Wound. Let's see how this sounds. So So that was pretty interesting. I definitely want to say that I think he was doing what sounds like what I call false chord screams. That's kind of a voiceless scream with the vocal cords open, where we're flapping around the false chords and the soft palate, but they also don't go very high and they don't go very long. And kind of just the phrasing he was doing, the pitches he was doing, the way the sound sounded leads me to believe. In this particular video, it did take someone till the very end to turn around, because even in Europe, extreme vocals aren't exactly the first pick for an idol show, but it is cool because somebody did turn around for him at the end, at least. Let's check out another one and see what we have. Okay, the next one is a suggestion from The Voice of Mongolia. We're going to check out what kind of screams. I have no idea what to expect, so let's take a look. Wow. In that one, I'm going to be real, you guys. I think there's a whole bunch of things going on. I'm not entirely sure, though. But it sounds like this guy was doing like 3 different things. It sounds like a lot of his stuff was inhale screaming. Half of it was fry screaming. And a couple of the parts sounded like false chord screamings. I think, though, that's kind of why the screams don't sound like amazing. And his lows were pretty sick, actually. But there were some types of sounds, again, where he was struggling. And in this case, somebody did turn around for him once again at the very, very end. People are just sitting there, I think, a lot of times during these shows trying to process these vocals. We have to remember that people who don't listen to metal and don't do this stuff, this is really strange sounding to them. And they oftentimes have to like process this stuff. So I have no idea what song that was or who that was by, but that was pretty interesting. And I don't really know who the guy with the singer's name was. If you guys know, put his name in the comments. So the next person we're going to look at on Metal Idols Part 2 is from The Voice Myanmar. Really interesting. And it looks like this person's name might be Novem Hutu. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm having trouble pronouncing the name. But he's going to do Spit It Out by Slipknot. Again, these came to me from suggestions, so I haven't looked at this one. This is the first time. Let's see how the Slipknot sounds.
Did you never get the day the first switch? Maybe shy the tips, cause this is so audible. I got the promise of the thought I got. I don't care if some of you way you talk. Such on the road, switch out for the table, play right from the simple boss eyes, down on the dog, to the door. Don't say it's a double one. Don't sit with the bitch, spin it around. Start to be a friend. I try your portion. Just let the dump and the trouble I'm tossing. It's a hell of the right or the wrong. When it's something outside, the God of breath. Gonna pay the wage for drug. Say no, but I am mine. Spine. I wanna do drop me down. I wanna do that to how. What's bad? Yeah, no. I wanna do drop me down. I wanna do drop you how.
Whoa, that was totally crazy. Here's the thing. I'm not actually sure about the lyrics in this one. I'm not sure if all the lyrics were exactly right, but what's really awesome is the vocal performance. Especially once he started to get into it, he really started nailing these fry screams. So this is definitely not inhale screaming. It's like fry screaming and combining like what I call voice with distortion, raspy shouting. Hey, kind of whatever. So he did a really good job, actually. That was really excellent. This guy got a lot of judges to turn around right away. And I think part of it is because his screams were really tight. Super impressed. I hope he does well. It'd be cool to see if any of these people come up with bands. These are all awesome ones so far. Don't forget to let me know what you guys think below. And if you have any suggestions for Metal Idols Part 3, check out Metal Idols Part 1 to see what I've already done. But definitely put it in the links in the comments Let's take a look at just one more today on Metal Idols Part 2. The last one we're going to take a look at is a singer named Rocio, who comes from The Voice Spain, La Voz. And I have no idea what to expect because this was under the suggestions of a metal vocalist, but the song is Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. So I'm not really sure what to expect here. Again, these came from the suggestions, so I'm trusting you guys with this one. So let's check it out and see what kind of metal screams did somebody do with a Lady Gaga song.
I want to draw my on the touch of your hand. I want your land, I stood a kiss in the sand. I want your love. You know that I want you, and you know that I need you. I want it bad, you're bad, romance. I want your love, I want your return, you and me. Bad romance. I want your love, I want your return, you and me. Got a bad romance. Bad romance. Jordan, bad romance. I don't wanna be friends. I don't wanna be friends. Want to be real good. Want to be romance. I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me, got a bad romance. I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me, got a bad romance. Ra ra la la, Roma Roma ya ya la la. Want to be romance.
Wow. Okay, so that one totally threw me for a loop. To me, those were really cool false chord screams. And I thought that they kind of reminded me of Angela Gosso's screams from Arch Enemy. So it was pretty cool. But wow, totally was surprised to see that. In this case, the false chords were super impressive and there wasn't a lot of clean singing, but it sounded like she could clean sing. So if she incorporated a little bit of that, maybe some of the judges would be a little bit interested in it. I'm not actually sure, again, how far any of these people went on any of their performances. Let me know if any of these folks have bands or anything we can check out. Put links below. This time was really good. We didn't get anybody who was really bad. The first Metal Idols, we had some doozies in there. But for the most part, it's amazing to see all of these super talented metal vocalists on these mainstream shows. Let me know what you guys want me to check out next. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram. Links are below. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you soon.